Hello, I'm Zeta Tomlap. I'm the Vice Chair of the UK Confederation of Hypnotherapy Organisations, usually called UKCHO. I'm joined today by Andrew Turnbull, one of my fellow directors. Hi, Andrew.
Hi, Seth.
So, we decided we wanted to put together for you a step by step guide on how to search and research for a therapist or the right therapist for you. Andrew, what do you feel is people's experience when they start this journey?
Well, people usually just do a Google search and then, quite understandably, they just don't know what to do next when they get that big list of results up. And people are looking at different therapists and thinking, well, would I open up to this person? Can they really help me? And those are good questions to ask. And it's good to use your instincts as well. Yeah, so
Yes.
people can trust their instincts. But we're going to give you some tips as well to gather some more information so people can make a really informed choice. Choosing a therapist is almost always better than just putting it off and delaying the benefits. And so many people just kind of put it off and until the problem just gets worse and worse and worse. So delaying the benefits that you'll get from talking to a professional is best avoided. You could always have and pay for a first session, and then it's fine to keep looking if you just don't feel as though you've found the right therapist yet. Okay, your future happiness is really important, and it's possible as well. So where to begin? In some ways, choosing a therapist might seem more complicated than choosing, for example, a painter or a decorator. There's qualifications and letters after therapists' names. And therapists are approved by different professional associations and they're on different registers as well. So it can seem more involved than just choosing a tradesperson, for example.
Yeah, I mean, oh gosh, it's hard for us to keep up with the organisations, the qualifications, and all that. So, what it's like for the kind of the layperson coming into the field, yeah, it's a bit of a minefield, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. So, given that, it's understandable if people make a phone call and the therapist sounds reassuring on the phone. It's maybe the person's close to where they live or they work online, and you'd be quite happy working with a therapist online. If they've got a fee within your budget, then it might be tempted to just book that initial consultation with the therapist. As human beings, we really like to just minimize confusion. And so, if something's feeling a little bit uncomfortable, sometimes we just like to just make a decision rather than kind of sit with a bit of discomfort and confusion. So we're going to give you some more tips and hints as to what else you can ask.
Great, thanks, Andrew. So, we're going to have this list of questions for you, which we'll follow through in a moment. And we suggest you jot down those questions, though you can find them listed on the UKCHO website. We'll give you those details at the end. Also, have a pen and paper with you when you're talking to that therapist, because you might want to make notes of what they're saying and follow up some of what they say. So, where do we start, Andrew?
Well, if you can, have an idea about which specific issue or issues that you'd like some help with. It's up to you how much you choose to share with the therapist during your first chat on the phone. If you do, therapists are used to clients getting upset, so just allow any feelings to come up. Think about what you'd like to overcome, what you no longer want in your life, and then what you want instead. And imagine that.
That's very helpful, Andrew. Yeah.
And then the second point, do you have a preference about a particular style or a therapy approach? So some people have heard of CBT or cognitive behavioral therapy, for example. So you could do some research or ask a trusted friend or a professional to help you. A good therapist will be accepting and genuine, empathic, curious, and hold a vision for your improved, happier future self. They'll be very skilled at gently challenging you to find new, more empowering ways to think and to act.
Yeah, yeah. I mean that's what we're looking for, isn't it? So to help you further with finding that person for you, I think point three would have to be where did they train? Training's important. So one of the most relevant points with hypnotherapy is that they've done face-to-face training. So to have a professional level of hypnotherapy qualification, they must have done face-to-face training, and you could ask them about that. That's absolutely fine. Um, you could also ask them where they've trained. Now, there are hundreds of different hypnotherapy training schools. We couldn't possibly give you a list of all of them here. We're going to put a list of those that are associate members of UKCHO, but there are many other beyond this. You could, if you ask this question, Google it, find that training, just get a sense of if it looks bona fide to you. But it may be that that school no longer exists, so it's not an absolute benchmark. I think that the face-to-face training, getting a sense that they feel comfortable talking about where they've trained, will give you an idea. So question 4 is, are you on an accredited register? Now there are 2 accredited registers for hypnotherapy. One is the Complementary and Natural Healthcare Council, CNHC, and the other is the National Hypnotherapy Society. So you'd need to be a member of one of those to be fully accredited. On to you for the next question, Andrew.
Thank you. So question 5, what specific and relevant qualifications does the therapist have? As you can see, there's a detailed list that we put up for you of various levels of training and qualifications that therapists have, all the way from diploma to graduate, postgraduate, and then master's qualifications.
Which there's a lot there, isn't there, Andrew?
There is, yeah. And then question 6, ask who the therapist is insured with. It's absolutely fine to ask for proof of insurance. Therapists must have insurance to be a member of a professional association, so it's a good check to make for their validity and their professional status.
That's very helpful, isn't it? And it makes you feel safe. They're insured, you're safe.
Question 7 is, are you experienced in working with my specific issues? So feel free to ask the therapist about that, and they should be able to elaborate and demonstrate their knowledge. Question 8, do you have clinical supervision and or peer support? This might be one-to-one or in a group with other therapists. For example, I have both one-to-one and group clinical supervision every month. And question 9, how much do you charge per session and how long is each session? Ultimately, you're investing in yourself, and the improvements may benefit every area of your life, potentially with higher earnings for a lifetime if you're feeling happier and more confident afterwards.
Thank you, Andrew. So we hope you found this video useful to you in finding your way through the minefield of searching for a therapist. Good luck with your search. There's a bit more information at the end of the film.